In this video, we're going to take a look at how do we add a title slide to a main menu level and then link a start button so that it loads level 1. First thing that we're going to do is we're going to go inside of game levels and we're going to create a new level and we'll call this one main menu. I actually want to move this main menu level. I'm going to move that up and I'll move that one up again. So main menu is now going to be our first level. I'm going to go ahead and load that level. And now what I want to do is I want to come into layer and I want to choose user interface. And so what this is going to be is it's not going to be the game world. This is going to be the interface that the users are going to see. I'm going to come over here to one of the cells over on the left-hand side outside of my canvas. And I'm going to go ahead and I'll create. And I'm going to call this new sprite. I'll call this main menu. And what we're going to do is we're going to edit the sprite to be the image that we had saved of that title slide from Google Drawing. So over on the right-hand side, I'm going to choose Upload. I'm going to browse for a sprite. And I'm going to choose that title screen PNG that I had saved earlier. I'll hit OK here. And then OK. And then here I'll hit OK. And now I should be able to move. So that covers up the exact background of my game. Now what I want to do is I'm going to come back to layer and I'm going to go to the game world. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a sprite, and that sprite is actually going to be clickable. I'm going to put it over top of this start button. So I'm going to come over here. Again, I'm going to click and I'm going to hit create. And I'm just going to call this start button. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add some behaviors to this sprite that's going to make it see-through and it's going to make it clickable. So I'm going to go to behaviors. I'm going to add under triggers, I'm going to add the always block. And I'm also going to add the mouse click. Under math and logic, I'm going to choose the number block. Under properties, I'm going to choose alpha. What alpha does is it sets the transparency of that block. And then lastly, I need to go to game flow. And I'm going to choose load level. Now I'm going to start to tie these together. So I'm going to say always. I'm going to go to the get 0 out to my alpha. So it's going to make this block have a visible level of 0. And then my mouse click, when I click down on my mouse on that sprite, I want to go to, click on load level, and I'm actually going to go to level 1. Click on OK. And I'll click on OK here. And OK. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move that sprite on top of that start button, and I'm going to go ahead and clone that. And I'm just going to put a cloned copy of these sprites on top of where my start button would be. I'll click on Done Cloning. Now I'm going to go ahead and hit play. Now this takes me to my main menu. So if I were to refresh this, because my main menu is my first level that will load, it loads my title slide in the background. Now what I have is I have those alpha sprites on top of that. When I click here, it will now load level 1. That's how you go ahead and add a title slide with a clickable button to take you to your first level.